The first team we're going to look at in this ultimate 4-4-2 diamond is Anderlecht over in Belgium, and we have won the double in our season here with the tactic. Anderlecht have not won the Crocky Cup since 2008 and have not won the league since 2017, so to do the double in this season with this tactic is absolutely phenomenal. We'll take a deeper look into the Crocky Cup here. We can see we beat Antwerp 1-0 in the final. In terms of the league, if you know anything about the Belgian league, it starts off with a normal league season. You play each team twice before going into like a championship, European playoff and relegation playoffs. So we were sitting third with a record of 15 wins, 9 draws, 6 losses, with 54 points going into the championship split. And then in the championship split, in the final 10 games, we went and we flipped that around and dominated to finish 5 points clear of Standard and a total of 10 points clear of Antwerp. Antwerp, who were 8 points clear of us at this point. Now, when it switches to the championship playoff, you get half your record. So they were 4 points ahead of us. We've managed to flip that round and finish 10 points ahead of them. So that's absolutely phenomenal. In terms of team stats here, we can see we scored the most goals in the league by 4 with 75. With the most shots, 528. With the few shots against, we were in 5th with 346. In terms of possession, we had 56% of the possession. But unfortunately, we didn't really keep as many clean sheets and concede as little as we thought. We finished 6 equal. 10 clean sheets, conceded were not on that list. It was 51 goals we conceded. So there we have it. That is how we finished up. So that is how we finished in the regular season. And then in the championship season we went on and we have obliterated the rest of the opposition. In terms of the data hub, we can see we scored 1.88 goals per game, conceded 1.27. So we scored more goals than we were expected at 1.63, and we conceded slightly more than we were expected to, but that's not too concerning. Those numbers are near enough the same. In terms of player stats, we can see Casper Dolberg scored 26 goals with the Dreyer scoring 20. Then there was a bit of a drop off in terms of numbers with Rahman getting 11 and then a lot of players getting single digits. In terms of the assists, we can see Torgan Hazard with 12, Lomwick with 11. And just looking at the squad, you should be winning trophies. You've got Kasper Schmeichel in goal, you've got Jan Vertonghen at the back, you've got Augustinsson, a well-known Football Manager player at left back, you have Verschuren, the central midfielder, 22-year-old, you've got Torgan Hazard, and you also have Casper Dolberg. So this team should be winning. It's not something that you would kind of expect to not win trophies or at least be in the hunt. But there we have it. This tactic, we have won the double with this 4-4-2 diamond. We'll move across now to Scotland. We'll go into the lower leagues and have a look at Bonnyrigg and see how they've done in League 2. So we're here in Scotland with Bonnyrigg, a team located just outside of Edinburgh, and they're in the 4th tier of Scottish football. We start off in 4 cups, the Scottish Cup, the League Cup and the SPFL Trust Trophy, and unfortunately we went out quite early in all of these. Second round of the Scottish Cup to Peterhead, in the group stages of the League Cup, and to Dumbarton in the Trust Trophy. But the one that matters is the League 2 table. We've managed to finish in 4th place, finishing with 52 points, which means we have went into the playoffs and we have beaten Sandhurstmuir, a team that finished above us in the league. Taking a deeper look into the league table, we can see that we have finished with a record of 14 wins, 10 losses, 12 draws, scoring 67, conceding 59 for a measly goal difference of 8. But that doesn't matter, we've managed to qualify. That's the only thing that matters to us. In terms of stats, we can see for goals we were 3rd with 67, with the most shots with 504. A few shots conceded, we were sitting in 6th, 402. 10 clean sheets, we kept 7 clean sheets as we conceded 59 goals. In terms of player stats, most goals, we are not on this list. Most assists, we've got Jason Jarvis here with 11, and then fewest conceded, I don't think we're going to be here. Clean sheets though, Paddy Martin with 7. Looking at Data Hub, we've managed to score 1.86 goals from an expected 1.6. We've conceded 1.64 goals from an expected 1.46. Pass completion rate of just under 85% is really good to see in the lower leagues of Scottish football. And now we'll just take a look at the squad. This squad looks absolutely massive. So Jason Jarvis scored 13, Smart Osadolor with 12, and then a number of players with single digits. And as well as Jason Jarvis scoring the most goals, he also had the most assists with 15. Although, if you have a look at the schedule, Liam Buchanan, who is now unemployed as he is now a staff member, he played for us. First half of the season he was on loan, got 6 goals in 18 starts. We then signed him permanently and he got 10 goals in 22. So he was probably the top goal scorer, but there was also the young Taylor Sutherland on loan from Dunfermline. He managed to score 19 goals in 25 games on loan. So that's where the most of the goals came. It came from Liam Buchanan and Taylor Sutherland. But there we have it. We've managed to get Bonnyrigg promoted from the 4th tier into the 3rd tier of Scottish football. We will now jump to the other side of Europe and we'll take a look at how Fenerbahçe got on in Turkey. There we have it. With Fenerbahçe, we have won a treble of sorts. We have won the Turkish equivalent of the Super Cup, beating Galatasaray 2-0. We have also won the Turkish Cup, beating Adana 4-2. Unfortunately knocked out in the quarterfinals by Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League, but they've got a much bigger pool than us, they've got a better pool of players, it's kind of to be expected. But this is what we wanted to see. In the Super League, we have finished top. We have finished 5 points clear of Galatasaray. Look at the league table, we have finished with 30 wins, 4 draws and 4 defeats, scoring 118 goals while conceding 42. Then if you look back at the past winners, you can see Fenerbahçe have not won the title since 2013-14, so it's been a bit of a dry spell for Fenerbahçe, but we have managed to win the trophy again. We have done this quite convincingly. We've scored 118 goals. Galatasaray themselves actually scored 114, so they were right on our heels, and we had the most shots, 678. We had the second few shots against with only 288. Possession-wise, sitting with 59% of the ball, made the most dribbles, 667. Fewest conceded, we are 4th with 42, and in terms of clean sheets, we have 12 overall. For the player stats, we can see, unfortunately, Mauro Icardi scored the most goals with 37, but we had Dusan Tadic with 23 and Edin Dzeko with 22 goals, so between them, 45 goals, brilliant output. In terms of assists, we have Fred up there with 15, Dusan Tadic with 14, and Osayi Samuel with 11. The most shots, Edin Dzeko's up there in 3rd, man of the matches, Edin Dzeko's also on the list, joint 2nd. Best pass completion rate in the league is Livakovic with 95% from goals. Most key passes, Dusan Tadic with the 104, and in terms of clean sheets, Livakovic kept 11 clean sheets while being the 3rd least conceded. In terms of the data hub, we can see we've scored 3.11 goals per game from an expected 2.16, so we have nearly scored an extra goal per game than we were expected to. We have, however, conceded 1.11 goals per game, slightly more than expected, but a pass completion rate of 87.25%, a tackles-won ratio of 78%, getting 17.84 shots off. This tactic scores goals. Take a look at the squad, we can see Tadic scored 32 goals, Dzeko get 30, Batshuayi, the rotational player, get 18, Yandas get 13, Fred even get 13 to go along with 21 assists for the season, Szymanski get 11 goals, and Osayi Samuel get 10. In terms of assists, Fred, as we saw, had 21, Dusan Tadic had 19, Osayi Samuel with 16, and Mert Muller with 12. So goals and assists were spread around massively in this team, and that is why we have managed to win the treble. Galatasaray and even Trabzonspor chased us quite well to the end, but we just had enough goals in us to get past it. So now we will go and look at our final team's results before we take a look and see how this tactic works. So here we are with the final team, and if you couldn't guess from the thumbnail, it is Manchester City. And as you can see here, we have won 6 trophies, but actually we also won the FIFA Club World Cup, but it's not shown up here. So we have won 7 trophies in this season with this tactic. We've won the FA Community Shield, beating Arsenal 2-0. We won the Carabao Cup, beating Tottenham 3-1. We beat Nottingham Forest 2-1 in the FA Cup final. In the UEFA Super Cup, we beat Sevilla 5-3 in an absolute goal fest, and we won the Champions League, beating PSG on penalties. In terms of the Premier League, we have won it by winning 34, drawing 3, losing 1, scoring 111 goals, only conceding 18 with a goal difference of 93 for a record-breaking 105 points in the Premier League. That's absolutely phenomenal. We have finished 17 points clear of Manchester United. In terms of team stats, as we can see, we scored 111 goals and absolutely blew teams out the water. We scored 40 more goals than second place Manchester United. In terms of shots, we had 785 shots, while having the fewest shots against at 255. We had 57% of possession. Our pass completion rate isn't even in the top 8 here. We didn't win the most tackles, we had the most dribbles at 800 quite easily. Fewest conceded 18, and in terms of clean sheets, we had 23 clean sheets in the league. In terms of player stats, there weren't a lot of goals in the league, 15 being enough for Alexander Isak to be second in the golden boot, but Haaland scored 40. Haaland scored 40 goals in 33 games. And in the assists, Kevin De Bruyne tops it with 19, Kyle Walker sitting in there with 9 as well. Most player of the matches, unsurprisingly, Erling Haaland with 11. Most shots, 179 for Erling Haaland and 109 for Kevin De Bruyne. Best pass completion rate is Ederson with 97%. Most key passes, De Bruyne again topping it with 157. Most tackles won were not there because we had the ball so much we didn't need to win it back. In terms of dribbles, Gvardiol sitting there with 135 dribbles made, Kyle Walker with 109. Ederson with only 15 goals conceded, and keeping 22 clean sheets in total. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but I completely forgot. Here is the Club World Cup final where we beat Atletico Mineiro 1-0. In terms of the data hub, we have scored 2.92 goals per game while only conceding 0.47. So we've outperformed our XG for goals scored and outperformed our XG goals against. Over 20 shots per game, 87% pass completion rate. We have blown teams out of the water. Cross completion rate of 17%, 21.05 dribbles per game. Defensively as well, 0.47 goals conceded as we saw, 23 clean sheets, 75% of tackles won, with one possession over 4,000 times. We made 12.5 fouls per game and final third passes of 42 per game. These numbers are phenomenal. In terms of goals, as you can see, Haaland has 63, they're a massive drop off, but when one player is getting that many goals, it's expected. Phil Foden has 17, Alvarez with 16, Grealish with 15, Doku with 15 and De Bruyne with 10. Then a whole list of players scoring single digit numbers. In terms of assists, Kevin De Bruyne has 29 assists along with his 10 goals. Kyle Walker from right back with 17 assists. Julian Alvarez with 13 and Bernardo Silva with 10. This team have blown all competitors out of the water this season. And it can be seen when you look at the entirety of the season. We drew against West Ham, lost against Forest, lost against Porto, draw against Chelsea, 2 more draws against West Ham and Newcastle, and then 1 more loss to Inter Milan in the first leg of the semi-final. But that one loss was the first loss of the season since the end of October. This team have blown it out of the water. 7 trophies, and now we're going to get onto the bit you all want to know. We're going to get onto the tactic that was used. You have a little clue, it's the ultimate 4-4-2 diamond. We will jump right in and see exactly how that works now. Now the bit you've all been waiting for is the tactic itself. It's the ultimate 4-4-2 diamond. We're going with an attacking mentality, and in possession we're going with a shorter passing, we're passing into space, we're playing out of defence, we're running at the defence, we're playing through the middle at a slightly higher tempo. In the transition we're distributing to the centre back and the full backs, hence why the goalkeeper has such a high pass completion rate. We're countering and we're counter pressing. Out of possession we've got the high press, the higher line of engagement, we've got the higher defensive line, preventing the goalkeeper distribution, and we are triggering that press much more often. In terms of player roles, we've got a sweeper keeper on support with tackle harder, a wing back and attack on the right with shoot more often and tackle harder, 2 centre defenders both to tackle harder, wing back and support on the left hand side, shoot less often, tackle harder, an anchor man, tackle harder in the DM slot. In front of him we've got a ball winner, standard preset on support. We've got a central midfielder on attack, again just standard. The attacking midfielder on support with dribble more, shoot more often and get further forward, and 2 advanced forwards both with tackle harder. This has been the ultimate 4-4-2 diamond. As you can see, this scores goals. If you'd like to try out this tactic, I'll leave a link in the description down below, or you can just pause it and copy the instructions here. But as always, like, comment, share and subscribe, and we will see you next time.